Welcome back to my channel, you guys. So for today's video, I wanted to cover what I actually used in my hospital bag. And let me tell you, I could have packed a quarter less stuff. I'm gonna put like a quarter of the stuff I packed. Like, I packed so much stuff and I feel like I didn't use majority of it. Like, I was reading online that you should bring like a massager and things like, well, actually it was kind of like on the birthing list or something for the hospital. Yeah, bring like a massager and candles and like have ambiance and all that stuff. And I literally didn't use any of that. I never pulled any of that stuff. All that stuff is super heavy, never pulled out any of it. So I feel like it was like, why did I bring all that? Literally never used it. Maybe if my birth was different, maybe that would be it. But mine did not go that way. So none of those things I used, I feel like it just took up a lot of room. One thing that I would say for sure that I was told to bring, Heidi, and I didn't listen because I was like, no, that's silly. No, I wouldn't need that. Our nail clippers for the dang baby. He was born with like a French manicure. It was crazy. I was like, how do you already have acrylics on, sir? Like, why are your nails so long? Like, it was ridiculous. Like, his nails were way longer than mine. And I'm like, you were in the womb, which I get, you have the ability to grow your nails in there, but it just, I didn't expect them to be that long. They shocked me when he came out. So I didn't have nail clippers with me and I was like, oh, okay, we'll just do it when we get home. But then I didn't realize how much they hit themselves all the time and they're possibly going to injure themselves at all times. So it really would have been a good idea to have them. And then when I did bring the nail clippers, I was terrified to cut his nails. So I think one of the best things I would do is, which I do have, is like a nail file, like an electric file. I think that's like the best thing ever, and I would definitely bring that with me as opposed to even messing with the nail clippers. But if you have nail clippers and you don't have the file, then at least bring the nail clippers because you're gonna need them. So a phone or camera, just simple stuff. Like, we did come prepared in that regard. That was actually useful. Change of clothes, you know, normal stuff, toiletries, outfit for the baby, all that stuff was proper things. A folder was recommended at one point, and I do think that was actually really helpful because I got a lot of information from the hospital, discharge papers, plans, things like that. That was actually very useful to have a folder to put all that stuff in. Your birth plan, for sure, you want to have that. So those are things that actually are helpful. Snacks, I feel like I underpacked on snacks. My husband had a lot of snacks, but like, as far as things that I wanted personally, I should have brought more snacks because you're only eating at, I mean, if you're eating hospital food, you're eating at their intervals. But if you're hungry, technically I could have got snacks. They would have offered me snacks. But if you want something that you want personally, you gotta sneak it in. You know what I mean? Like, you have to bring it there yourself. So like, for example, it would have been like, oh, you can have carrots and hummus. And I'm like, okay, but like, I don't really want that right now. So, you know, if you want something that you want that might not be healthy for you, then you have to bring it yourself. Also, the recommendation of bringing bigger underwear was actually really good because I did not expect to have a C-section. I just thought it must be for just having a vaginal birth because, you know, like, you just want something comfortable. Now, I did end up using the mesh undies a lot and I like that, but it's nice if you want to prefer to have your own underwear to bring those and then just get them bigger than you normally would, just so you have like a lot of room and nothing's like pushing on you or anything, especially with a C-section situation. And then also a car seat with a carrier. Learn from my mistake. I bought this car seat because it was like super convertible and I just thought it was like the best thing ever. And I was like, wow. And it was on sale when I bought it. It was like all these things were lining up so perfectly. But then we put it in the car and I was like, okay, amazing. We got it like, they got this guy to professionally help us put it in, like, so it was super safe, everything. Got to the hospital and they were like, oh, so do you have your car seat to bring it in? And I was like, no, what do you mean? Like, the car seat's in the car, what do you mean? well, you don't have a carrier type? And I was like, no. And they were like, well, you should have a carrier type. So it was like a big debacle when we took him out because we had to like carry him in the bassinet all the way to the car. Versus if we had the carrier car seat, you just removed it from the car and you carry it in, put the baby in, then carry him back out. That's the way you're technically supposed to do it. I mean, it could be different with different hospitals and things, but they were kind of looking at me like, you don't have this? Are you a freak? They didn't say that, but it just kind of felt like that. And then I'm like, whoops, sorry. I thought he just, like, I guess I didn't think it through because I'm like, okay, you just put him in the car seat and you drive him where he goes and then you take him out of it and you haul him where he goes. So you definitely need that in general. But make sure that you have that for the hospital. That's not necessarily in your hospital bag, but it's essential versus the other type, because I feel like it is a big hassle, like put them in and out of it all the time. Plus they're really little, so you feel like you're already kind of like being fragile anyway, much less trying to do that on the spot. So that part's a little alarming. But anyway, so yeah, don't make that mistake like I did. But yeah, I feel like I used so little of the things I brought. I brought so much stuff. I brought AirPods, I bought like an iPad. I literally never used any of that. Like, to be honest, I used my phone to look stuff up. I didn't even use my headphones because we had our own private room, so why would I? And then that, or just watch the TV that was on there and just, you know, watch whatever was on there because I was there for a week. I didn't bring any of my own personal stuff. Like, I probably could have brought less clothes. I just brought way too much. I was trying to be over prepared. Also, don't bring diapers and stuff like that. I didn't bring diapers with me because I had heard from other people not to. But I did bring like some mesh underwear and I had brought some of that kind of stuff, and they give you all that stuff anyway. So I was like, why did I bring all this stuff? I brought a sleep sack. They gave me a sleep sack. Didn't have to deal with that. I brought a bunch of blankets, like swaddle blankets and stuff like that. Unless you want them to have your particular blanket, they give you blankets at the hospital constantly. So I'm like, dang, what the heck? Like, why did I bring all this stuff? And then the baby, most of the time was in his blanket and in a diaper. I guess it would be if it was in the winter, it'd be a little different, but like we were in fall when he was born. And he was mostly, like I said, in a diaper and in the blanket, swaddled up. And I don't think we put regular clothes on him until he was leaving. So probably don't bring a ton of outfits. I brought like a couple outfit options because one looked super big and then one looked small, but I wasn't sure. So I was like, well, I'll bring a couple options and then we'll figure out what he's gonna wear, because I wasn't sure how big he was gonna be. But yeah, just I don't know, I feel like I just overpacked. But I guess it depends on if you're the person that you have to have a lot of things. Like, I feel like I don't wear makeup most of the time. I just wear my glasses, which was smart. I don't wear contacts. Like, just make your life easy. But yeah, I think those are the most essential things that I would say to bring. And if you're just a simple person, low maintenance. But yeah, don't go crazy like I did. I was like, I brought like a neck massager thing. I brought a heating pad. I brought so much stuff and I never pulled it out of the bag. None of it. I was like, this is crazy town. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to share my thoughts on that with you guys. And yeah, like, write in the comments what you think is your essential stuff that you feel like really actually helped in your hospital bag versus like what was kind of like a waste of time that you packed. Yeah, feel free to sound off, and thank you for watching. Bye.